The Dell XPS 15 is no kidding like the first Windows machine that's ever really tempted me away from my beloved Apple products. But there are a lot of things out there that you can add to this to make this an even better experience. So, what are they? Let's find out. Not slamming it down today. What's up everyone, I'm the Everyday Dad, and if I can figure it out, you can figure it out. So again, I love the Dell XPS 15 from this year. The 9500 is no kidding. Over the last couple of days, I've been teaching myself Premiere Pro just so that I can use this in my own workflow because it's seriously wooing me. And that's the first thing that I want to talk about. The first accessory that I want to talk about is, honestly, surprisingly enough, you don't really need any accessories to get this thing going. When I talk about a MacBook, I've at least got to mention a dongle so that you can ingest your SD card footage from all of the cameras you're using. If you're using this as a creative, you don't have to here because it's got an SD card reader built right into the body of the computer. How awesome is that? So you can basically do everything that involves running a YouTube channel without buying an additional extra piece. And what makes it even better is there is an accessory that you can buy, and this accessory comes with the computer itself. So this is a USB-C to HDMI and USB-A little dongle thing. And again, it comes with the XPS. If I wanted to buy this for my MacBook, this costs like 60 bucks. So without buying anything, you are already set up to have an external monitor, to be able to use a wireless mouse, and to have your SD card footage. So without buying anything, you're pretty well set up. But if we do want to get a little more functionality, if we do want to use this as both laptop and desktop mode, what are some things that I would add? So first off, I'm always going to recommend a good Bluetooth or wireless keyboard. Now this is the Microsoft Bluetooth keyboard. I think I found this on Amazon for like 40 bucks. It pairs really easily. The keys, can you hear the keys? The keys feel pretty good. And the reason I picked this one out is it reminds me a lot of the Magic keyboard that I use with my iMac, where everything's laid out very nicely. It's very small, compact. It would easily fit in like travel luggage if you want to bring this with you somewhere. And it paired very easily. Now it does, unlike the Magic keyboard, you do need to make sure you have some AAA batteries for this, which could be good or bad depending on whether you like charging things or you just like putting extra batteries in them when they're dead. Always have a good keyboard because nobody likes, if you've been working from home since the whole social distancing thing started off, you definitely know what I'm talking about. Nobody likes this. This is the destroyer of backs that we will be finding for the next, like 6 months or so. Good keyboard, so nice. And then to go with this keyboard, you should also get a mouse. Now this is just a cheapo. I will probably get a nicer wireless keyboard, but I like to err on the budget side of accessories for these kind of videos. And this is just a cheapo Logitech M3 that I bought at Best Buy. This also takes a battery, this takes a AA. What I like anymore with these little like travel wireless mice is the little transmitter just fits right inside of the mouse body by the battery, which is nice because some of us lose stuff all the time. So it's got to be combined or I'm never going to find it again. And yeah, so keyboard mouse setup, really easy, not very expensive. And with this dongle and the Bluetooth, you're good to go. Even though the XPS 15 does have a very nice trackpad, which is probably the best trackpad that I've ever seen on a Windows machine, it looks great. It is functionally great. Get a mouse. So let's talk about some other things. First off, when you talk about accessories, you gotta cart those accessories around, right? There's no good accessory. You never wanna just throw a bunch of accessories in a backpack because they will get broken, they'll scratch your computer, whatever. So this is a little bag that I found also on Amazon. I buy most of my stuff on Amazon. I assume this is from BagSmart, but this just carries all your cables and a bunch of extra stuff. It's got a little SD card slot in here, another random spot for probably your AirPods if you're an AirPod user. It's got straps for cables, other stuff that we'll talk about here in a second. It's got lots of straps for cables. It's built really well. And if you watch my accessory videos, you know that I'm a big stickler for zippers. And this thing has really nice zippers. If you buy gear that has zippers on it and the zippers are garbage, your gear is garbage because if you can't open it or the zippers are gonna break, what do you actually have? So this has very nice zippers. Even this one on the inside is pretty good. They're not YKK zippers. YKK is my preferred brand of zippers. Yes, I have preferred brands of zippers because I'm weird like that, I guess. These are not YKK, but they do have nice teeth. It's got a good pull. This will be something I will bring with me when we can start traveling again and I do my videos on the go. So things that I had inside of this thing though, let's talk about, so this is the base model and it comes with a 256 gigabyte solid state drive. The cool thing about Windows machines, and all of you that use Windows already know this, but for those of us in Mac world, this is a novelty. You can upgrade the internal RAM and the hard drive of this computer. But if you don't want to crack open the case, you should get little things like this. External drives are very useful. So this is just a standard hard drive that has 4 terabytes of information on it. And for me, this is where all the process files go because I don't necessarily need them all the time. I just need a place to stuff stuff so that I don't have to fill up the internal drive of the laptop. These are very cheap. You can get these for like $100, 4 terabytes. I always carry one of these with me. It's USB-C. It's got this nice protective rubber coating, and this is like a staple of the YouTuber world. Can you even be considered a YouTuber without one of these LaCie drives? I don't know. But another really good one, and this is the one that I really like, SSD T5. They did just come out with they've got the T6 and the T7 just came out. But this is a USB-C solid state drive. Do you see this? It's easy, it's like super small. You can fit this anywhere. It's very fast. This is a 500 gigabyte version. You can also get up to 2 terabytes, I think they have. This is what I edit off of. So I will plug this into the Thunderbolt 3 or the USB-C port on my laptop, and I will do all of my editing off of this so that, again, I don't have to fill up all of the internal drives on the laptop. Not as big of a deal. Maybe we'll do a video where we'll upgrade the XPS 15 because it's very exciting to me that I can do that. Normally that's not something that I can. You always need to have some kind of alternate storage because if you only have your footage saved in one spot, you don't actually have it saved anywhere because all drives can fail. Speaking of drives, and one of the, still a novelty to me having this XPS 15 is it does have an SD card reader. So let's talk about the SD cards that I recommend. I only use the Sony Tough M cards. Now there is a much more expensive G card out there, but these M cards do basically everything you could need when it comes to video. These will handle write speeds of up to 150 megabits per second, which for me, 4K 30 frames per second 10-bit, no problem. 4K 30 frames per second 10-bit, these will handle 10-bit footage without any issue. And what I really like is it's one solid piece. Like normally if you look at an SD card, it's 2 pieces glued together, but I've had instances where they break apart or I have issues where the locking bar breaks. These just physically don't have that. It's just one piece without any locks. It's UHS-2, which means you'll get faster transfer speeds. They're waterproof, they're tough. This is all I use, and they're not very expensive. So I would highly recommend investing in these because this is an investment. If you're gonna be making videos or you're gonna be using your computer to edit, you gotta have good SD cards. Get these. If you can afford the G cards, get the G cards. If you can't afford the G cards, get the M cards. And now look, I love this. Like, I don't know that I will ever get sick of that. They just fit right into the slot there. So we talked about transporting the accessories. Let's talk about transporting the computer itself. I always recommend going out and getting a nice sleeve for your computer. This is just a random one that I bought on Amazon. You don't need to go out and buy the most expensive ones, but again, you'll have other things in your luggage, you'll have other things in your backpack. I don't like these brand new expensive computers getting scratched, so I do like getting sleeves that they just fit in. It'll protect it when you're traveling. This one does have a nice little side pouch where you could probably put SD cards or some kind of paperwork like your boarding pass or stuff like that, but it just makes it so easy. I don't necessarily like bringing specific camera bags that have laptop sleeves. I like just using regular luggage and regular backpacks because I'm a regular person. So this, highly recommend getting one of these. Again, look for gear with good zippers. If you can also find something, this isn't a waterproof seal, but this is a water resistant seal. If you can find something with waterproof or water resistant seals, I also highly recommend that to protect your gear because it's electronics, they're expensive and you gotta baby them a little bit. Now, if you do want to take this and you want to use this dongle to turn this into a desktop type setup, I like having my gear set up so I can just set it down, plug one cable in and get going. And so this was a neat little stand that I found. Who makes this? Jarlink? I don't know. Jarlink is not sponsoring this video, but this is just a little stand. You can take your XPS, set it right down in there, boom. Set it next to your monitor and then plug the little dongle in so that you can connect to your display. And then it's just nice and professionally mounted. You don't have to set it down flat. You just take up a lot less room. I like taking up less room as all of this stuff starts taking up. I have so much stuff, it takes up a lot of room. So when I can get my gear to take up less room, and this thing's solid. Like you could also defend your laptop if you had to with this thing. So the last couple of things are some fun extras that I use. I do like playing video games on my laptops from time to time. And what's cool about using a Windows computer is you can use the Xbox controllers. Now there are 2 versions of the Xbox One controller. The older one will need a wireless dongle in here, but there are new ones that actually have Bluetooth. So you can use this, connect via Bluetooth to your computer, and then just play all your games from there. I'm not very good at any games, which is why I play very simple games like Terraria or Enter the Gungeon. controllers are just very useful, and it's nice that I already had this for my Xbox and it just happens to work. If you are gonna be using this for video editing or you're gonna be using this while you're traveling, noise canceling headphones are a really, really big positive. And we talked about the AirPods in the last video, but since this is a Windows machine, I wanna talk about what are my favorite headphones. These are the Sony over-the-ear noise canceling headphones, and these are my favorite headphones of all time. When I go on airplane flights, when I used to go on airplane flights, and hopefully someday in the future there will be airplane flights again, I wear these because the noise canceling on these is the best I've ever seen, and they pair really easily to the Dell XPS 15, and so you can do things like play those video games, watch your content, edit video through this. They're super comfortable, some of the most comfortable headphones I've ever worn, and the noise canceling just takes away like all of the flight noise. So if you are a frequent traveler, I don't know that I could ever fly on an airplane again without these. I love them. And then the last thing that I want to recommend is if you do want to upgrade this yourself and you're like me and you're just getting back into Windows and you're not used to having upgradable stuff, get yourself a little electronics toolkit. So this is one from iFixit that I also bought on Amazon. And it just has a few little tools that will let you unscrew the back, it will let you pry open the back, and it just gives you more functionality and more capabilities out of your computer if you don't already have some kind of electronics toolkit. You don't have to get this one specifically. This was what, like 60 bucks? I'm sure there are cheaper ones out there that you can find. Get yourself a little electronics toolkit, and that will save you money down the road as you are able to upgrade your own stuff. Well, hey, since I'm new to Windows, what are some of your favorite accessories? Leave a comment below. Let me know what some of the best Windows accessories are. And hey, if you liked this video and you want to see like what kind of power is on display with this base model XPS 15 9500, click on this video where I use this as my only video editing computer and edit a nice full video in DaVinci Resolve, which is also free. Saving money. Click here to watch that video. Click, 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 click. Thanks for watching.